Hi, I'm Aviva Goldfarb with the 6 O'Clock Scramble, and I am going to show you how to make a really delicious and healthy dinner, and it's something that you can make in a half an hour or less, and you can easily be proud to serve it to company or to your family. It's so easy, but it's so pretty and delicious. So I'm making a garlic lime shrimp, and then we're going to make a black bean and corn salad to serve with it. So for the shrimp, I have my shrimp in a bowl here, and I am going to make the marinade with just a few ingredients. It's going to be about 2 tablespoons of lime juice. So that's generally about 1 lime. This is my favorite way to squeeze a lime. I love this thing because it makes it so easy, and the seeds don't go in that way. So I'm just going to squeeze the lime juice right over that shrimp, and we're going to marinate this in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes while we make the salad, and then we'll cook the shrimp right on the stove top. So about 1, you can measure it if you want to, or it's just about 1 lime. And then I take all my waste, my organic waste, and I throw it right in my compost bowl over here for composting later. And then about 5 or 6 cloves of garlic. So to make this really quick, I'm going to use this pre-minced garlic, which is just garlic and olive oil. And you can also use fresh garlic, obviously, depending on what your time allows and what you like. We're going to put that in there. We'll toss them all together in a few minutes. And the final ingredient is just a little, a little bit of olive oil. I'll be right back for that. And about 1/4 teaspoon kosher salt, just a nice coarse salt. And again, you can measure it or you can just kind of eyeball it like that. And you can always add more salt later. And I'm just going to run over here and get my olive oil, which I forgot. And it's just about, you just need about a teaspoon of olive oil, or maybe 1 to 2 teaspoons. And I am just going to toss this together, and then I will put it right in the refrigerator. You always want to marinate meat and fish in the refrigerator rather than on the countertop. This looks good, and it's going to be really good. We're going to saute this later in its marinade. So I will be right back, and I will show you how to make the salad. Hi, now we're going to make the black bean and corn salad, or it's sort of a fiesta salad to go with the garlic lime shrimp. And this, again, is really simple, really healthy, and it's really pretty and yummy too. So I have cut up 1 red bell pepper. You can really use any color, except I wouldn't use green because they're not as sweet as the other colors, but orange and yellow is fine. And then I have 1 can of black beans, which I've drained and rinsed, and I'm going to add those right in there too. And then I use frozen corn kernels. You can also use fresh corn kernels if it's in season. But frozen is also great because it's picked at the height of its season when it's very fresh. And I warmed it up. I just thawed it a little bit. And I'm going to stir that right in here also. And then for the dressing, I am going to use some great Mexican flavor as well with a little Mediterranean twist. I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil, maybe a couple teaspoons just to moisten it up there. And a little bit of salt, which is optional depending, and I bought beans that weren't pre-salted, but if you have beans that are already a little salty, you might want to skip the salt or add it later. But you can always add it, but you can't take it out too easily. So a little salt. And then about 1/4 of a lime, about a teaspoon of lime juice. So I'm going to take about 1/4 of lime, and I'm just going to squeeze it right over here. Put my hand over it so it doesn't fling up in my eyes. You know, when that happens, it kind of burns. That should be good. And then finally, I have some fresh cilantro that I picked from my garden just a few minutes ago. And of course, I washed it. And cilantro is great. It smells so good. It's a great Mexican flavor. You don't have to use it if you don't like cilantro. But you also, one thing that people don't realize about cilantro is that you can actually use some of the stems, not the really thick stems, but the little delicate stems, they have flavor too. So I'm just going to coarsely chop the cilantro here with my chef's knife. Run it through there. And I am going to toss about 1/4 cup of cilantro in there too, just to continue that Mexican fresh flavor. And we'll stir this all up, and you can either serve it right away or you can refrigerate it for a day or 2, and it's one of those things that kind of keeps getting better with time. And that is all you need to do for the salad. It's as easy as that. Well, my shrimp have been marinating now for about 15 minutes, and you can leave them in there up to a half an hour if you need to go do something else, like drive a carpool or something. So now I'm going to take the shrimp. You can use big ones or little ones, whatever size you have. Of course, the cooking time will depend on how big they are. And I've got my pan on about a medium heat. This is a non-stick Scan pan that I like. and a little bit of olive oil in there, and I'm just going to get them in a single layer. And I'm using a slotted spatula. You can also use a slotted spoon, but this is what I had handy, so that the marinade isn't all coming out now, and then I'm going to add the marinade a little later when the shrimp are almost all cooked. And the fun thing about cooking shrimp is I love, you know when they're done, when they start to turn a nice pink. And so it's easy to tell with shrimp when they're ready. And they don't take very long, they just take 2 to 3 minutes to cook. And so we've got all of our shrimp in here now. And actually by the time you get them all in, you're almost ready to start flipping the ones that you had in there a while ago. And one of my favorite tools to do that, which I forgot to get out earlier, oh yeah, here it is, because I use it so often, is this nice tongs, because it's so easy this way. When they're ready, you can see the tail is starting to turn pink there, but they're not quite ready. Oh, that one's almost ready. So when they're pink, you're going to just take each one sort of in the order that you put in the reverse, no, in the same order that you put them in originally, and flip them. You might even move them around if your pan is hotter in the center. Oh, these aren't quite ready yet. Let's see if that one is. Hopefully they're going to catch up with me. I'm kind of a speedy cook because I love to have a great dinner, but I don't have tons of time to spend in the kitchen, probably a lot like you. So I like to make things that are very easy and have a lot of flavor and nutrition for the effort, for the minimal effort that I put in. All right, and if you can, find US or Canadian farmed shrimp. It's the most environmentally friendly shrimp, and they're carrying more and more of that in stores, and you can also order it online from certain seafood purveyors. And so here we go. So we're flipping it over, and now that I've flipped it, oh, this guy didn't flip yet. Now that I've flipped it all, I am going to take that marinade with the garlic and the lime juice and a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to pour it over so we can have that too. And since I don't hear it sizzling, it sounds like I need to turn up my heat a little bit to compensate for that, that cold liquid that I just added. So in about a minute or two, these will be all done. We're going to take them out and then we're going to taste them and see how we did. Okay, so the shrimp are all done. They're nice and pink, as you can see, and I've got a little more cilantro that I reserved also from the garden. It's so easy to grow your own herbs, and it can save you so much money, and you don't have to waste all those little plastic packets that we get at the supermarket. And again, the cilantro is optional. I know that not everybody likes cilantro as much as I do, or you could use parsley. Italian parsley is a little more flavorful, that flat leaf parsley. Toss it all together, and then let's give it a try. Put a couple on my plate here. These beauties. And here's my pretty salad that we made earlier. So let's see how it tastes. I'll get a little bite of shrimp. Smells good. Mmm, so flavorful. Just like I've been working all day, which of course we know I haven't. Let me try the salad. Mmm, great, great. You can even add a little more lime juice, a little more salt, or some red pepper flakes if you like it a little spicy, or even dice a jalapeno pepper in there. But you're gonna have a great dinner. Your family's gonna be very impressed. See you next time.